So today we are going to conduct second lesson on unit number 10, trade. We have already discussed 8 questions in lesson number 1. We have also done question 1 which you can see on my screen. ये सब सवाल बेटा आप पहले कर चुके हैं. Question 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5. 6 and 7 we skipped in lesson number 1, so we will do it right now. But first we will complete answer number 9, which is what are the reasons for negative balance of payment. ये क्वेश्चन जो है ये लेसन नंबर 1 के अंदर इनकम्प्लीट था, तो अब पहले हम इसको कंप्लीट कर लेते हैं. देन वी विल मूव फॉर द स्किप्ड क्वेश्चन. जो हमने क्वेश्चन नंबर 6 और 7 जो है वो स्किप किया था, उसको हम कंप्लीट करेंगे. सो फर्स्ट वी विल कंप्लीट क्वेश्चन नंबर 9. Question is, what are the reasons for negative balance of payment? Answer is more imports based mainly on consumer goods and less exports, low value added goods. A second reason is some restrictions on export goods like exports of sports goods due to violation of human rights, child labor involved. These restrictions are imposed by internal trade organizations and affect the foreign exchange of Pakistan. Lack of standardization and low quality of some exports makes it difficult to compete with other countries in 1990s. Stopped imports of fish from Pakistan due to service hygiene concerns about the seawater pollution during 1998. Trade relations with other countries were damaged after Pakistan became a nuclear state. There is also a lack of diversified exports in Pakistan. Right? Now we will do question number 6 first, because we skipped question number 6 in lesson 1. So now we are going to answer number 6 first. Describe the changes of our trade trends after 1947. इसमें हम ट्रेड ट्रेंड्स की बात करेंगे कि डिफरेंट टाइम्स के अंदर हमने अपने ट्रेड ट्रेंड्स को किस तरह से चेंज किया है. सो आंसर इज, during 1947-48 and 1971-72, there was a slight increase in imports. After 1972, a rapid growth of imports due to devaluation of currency and rise in oil prices was seen. After 1960s, the import policy was changed with the change of raw material to capital and consumer goods. During 1985, trends were changed with finished goods like ready-made garments, which increased the ratio of profit and had a positive effect on balance of payments. However, there is a negative balance of payment due to less export of value-added goods and more import of consumer goods. Right? Question number 7 is, what are the reasons of these changes? So now we will discuss the reasons here. Reasons are, there are diversified goods of exports and exploration of new markets is ongoing. More incentives are given to the exporters to increase exports goods. Second reason is growth of industrializations during 1960s and onward, also encouraged export trends. Third reason is setting up of two mega projects, which were oil refinery and Pakistan steel mill, encouraged internal and external investors to invest in Pakistan's economy, which increased the scale of economy. Right? So now we have completed till question number 9. Question number 10 is, suggest measures to increase our exports. Now we will discuss answer. The development of cottage and small scale industries for export purposes should be encouraged. Taxes should be reduced on export items to provide incentives to the exporters. EPCs, it means that export processing zones should be set up to promote production of export-oriented goods. Strict quality control measures should be implemented to ensure consistency in high standard of goods for export. Diversification of exports and value-added goods should be promoted to increase exports. Right? Now we have discussed 5 measures to increase our export. Question number 11 is, EPZ stands for what? E is representing export, P processing, and Z zones. EPZ means export processing zones. Now we will discuss the objectives of EPZs. Objective number 1 is to boost industrialization. Number 2, to increase countries' exports by creating facilities for local and foreign investors. Number 3 is to set up export-oriented units that produce export-oriented goods. Question number 13. Question number 13 is, what factors are required for the establishment of EPZs? Right? 4-mark question. So we are going to discuss 4 factors here. For the establishment of EPZs, the site should be near the seaport to facilitate imports and export goods. Shipment and required machinery must be imported. Second requirement is, government policies should be encouraged to investors by giving them political stability. Third factor is, adequate means of communications like road, railways, and air links should be present to facilitate marketing of finished goods. Last factor is consistent government policies also encourage local and foreign investors, which guarantees the success of EPCs. Right, beta? Question number 14. EPB stands for what? EPB mean Export Promotion Bureau. What question number 15 is, what are the functions of EPB? 3-mark question is, so we are writing 3 functions here. Number 1 is creating awareness among the manufacturing service sector. Number 2 is exploring and identifying market opportunities in other countries. Number 3 is assisting Pakistan's small investors to secure entries in the international market. Question number 16. What are the advantages and disadvantages of trade barriers? 4-mark answer. So we are dividing our answer to advantages and to disadvantages. Advantages are, number 1 is to give rise to greater self-sufficiency and reduce foreign dependency. Number 2, to create domestic demand that leads to greater exploitation of local resources. Disadvantages are, number 1 is consumer choice is limited to domestically produced goods. Number 2 is local industries become complacent due to lack of international competition. This affects efficiency. Then comes on question number 17. Name 3 trading blocks. Number 1 is Economic Cooperation Organization, which we are familiar with ECO, ECO. Number 2 is South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. Most of us are familiar with the name of SAARC. Number 3 is Association of Southeast Asian Nation. Right? I have given the abbreviation as well, but while you are going to answer it, give the full name. ठीक है बेटा? Then comes on question number 18. What are the advantages and disadvantages of developing trade relations with European countries? यानी European Unions की हम यहाँ बात कर रहे हैं. Advantages are expansion in the international market and foreign exchange earning to improve balance of payment. Number 2 is development of the export-oriented industries to promote industrialization. Disadvantages are Pakistan may face sanctions due to increasing terrorism and declining law and order situation. Number 2, Pakistan's exports may face restrictions due to environmental concerns and child labor issues, as well as trade barriers. Question number 19. Describe the opportunities and challenges for Pakistan resulting from its membership of the World Trade Organization, yani WTO. 6-mark question. First thing I want to discuss with you, while you find question like this with this wording, so you have to answer accordingly. First, you will describe the opportunities and then the challenges. So your answer should be a balanced answer, yani 3 plus 3, 3 opportunities and 3 challenges. The World Trade Organization, WTO, is an international organization. The opportunities we will get from joining it include the cotton textile industry is producing value-added goods, so we can get a strong position in textile industry by maintaining standardization. In agricultural sector, we can export agricultural products in the international market, which will increase foreign reserves. In the service sector, in IT, it means that information technology industry like Jazz, Mobilink, Telenor are providing employment and revenue to Pakistan. However, we have to face certain challenges when we are competing in international market. We have to replace outdated machinery of industrial sector to maintain the quality and standardization. Small scale and medium scale industries will face the challenge of their